What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about REsimpli or REsimpli and give a full review. This is my favorite real estate investing CRM. I've been using it for 2 years now. I love it. There's a lot of other options out there, and this one's the best. So, okay, maybe not. No, yeah, this one's the best. So, like Podio is another example, but it's expensive, and yeah, you can customize it, but it's expensive. And even like Ryan Dossi, who had built a very extensive Podio, customized whatever, brought it all over to REsimpli, and it does everything you need. So this is the system he uses. This is the system I use. This is the system a ton of people use. Most of my business partners that I've worked with. And what this is a CRM, is a customer management or customer relationship management tool that allows you to track all of your leads for real estate as you're trying to find off-market deals as they come in from the lead source all the way through purchase, acquisition, sale, rental, whatever, right? And this system makes your life super easy. So they're like tagline, like they're like, what is it? Is REsimpli was built to be an all-in-one tool to help real estate investors worry less and close more deals. 100% accurate. We're going to walk you through the platform and everything else, but I just want to, we'll cut the intro real quick. All right, now digging in, let me tell you a little bit about my story. I'm going to paint you a picture for why I love REsimpli. The last 2 years that I was active duty, I worked in a SCIF, which is what's called a special compartmentalized information facility in California, and I was investing in Missouri. Now, a facility like that, what that means is it's a big windowless, secure facility with no emails, like no personal email, like no Gmail access, no cell phones in the building, behind a gate, so you can't access your phone, can't check your personal email, all these other complications, right? So without a system like this, there's no way that I could have stayed on top of leads. So I would wake up early in the morning and send out some texts or whatever, try to schedule something for lunch. During lunch, I'd have 30 to 45 minutes that I could talk. And then by the time I got home, it was usually almost too late to be marketing to anyone because of the time difference. And then I'd work on this stuff on weekends. And so basically, this ran everything for me, and I was still able to land deals because of this, which is awesome. So if I could do that while being locked in a secure facility with no phone and no personal email, 8 to 10 hours a day, then imagine what this can do for you when you actually are able to utilize it. And by the way, it did do this for us the last 6 to 8 months. We were doing, 4 deals a month, right? So this has been very effective for us, and this has been a life changer for me. So without this, none of that, it would not have been a success, right? So, and also, don't try to kid yourself. Like when you have 1 or 2 leads, or you're first starting out and you have a couple leads, it's very easy to follow up and stay in touch and remember all your property addresses and whatever. When you start getting 10 leads a day, or you've got 100, 200 leads in the system, you're not going to remember to follow up with everyone. You're not going to remember all of their story. You need a place to document all of that information, and that's what we're going to show you here. So check it out. All right, real quick, I just want to throw this out there. They offer a 14-day full refund guarantee. And also, if you use the link down below, they'll give you 50% off of your first month. This is a sponsored video that I'm doing as a full review tutorial of REsimpli for them because, well, I love this system, and I decided that I'm going to do videos about all the systems I use in detail. I've talked about REsimpli a few times on other articles or other videos where I'm articulating my systems and my strategies, but I don't think I've done a full deep dive into how it works, how it looks, and how to use it. And so that's what we're going to do today. So I hope that you find some value out of it. So if you're interested in CRM, I'm going to show you why this one's amazing. If you already have REsimpli, I'm going to show you how to use it a little bit better. And let's go. So first things first, when you log in, this is the dashboard. This is what it'll open up to. Oh, and I should say that over the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been I had some employees leave, and I've been scaling down the business a little bit to focus on bigger things. So my numbers and data in this have drastically reduced compared to what they were a month ago. But also, one of those employees wasn't good at closing out tasks, and I haven't gone back and manually done all 500. So, that's why there's a million of those. And then open leads means someone who called in or texted you and you haven't responded yet. You can mark leads as hot, different communications that have come in or gone out. And you can see all the different data here, which again, over the last 7 days is very minimal. But if you click open leads, it takes you to this. And these are all leads that have not been followed up with since they wrote in, so I need to follow up with them all today. And then this is somebody, same thing, but it is a dead lead, which means that it was someone who's most likely on a drip campaign where they were still getting text messages even though they were dead. Not actually dead, like not a good lead anymore. They told us, whatever. And so that's cool that they responded. So the first thing we're going to go through is the KPI tracker. So this shows you your KPIs. You can track rehab data, leads data, so your average, like when it's created to appointment to offer, and all that other stuff. So average offer price for different lead sources, average under contract price for different lead sources, and then marketing. So this is the one that you use if you're updating your KPIs for your own tracker, or you can just track in here. So this shows you, hey, 174 total cold calling leads, 21 appointments, 12 offers made, 3 under contract, 4 deals, 8.29 leads to appointment, 1.75 appointments to offers, 3 offers to deals, 43.5 leads equals a deal on average. And it gives you all the breakdowns. And it does it for all of the different metrics. Now, when you're doing this to track week to week, and every week you should go back and retrack your KPIs. You just go here, click last week, apply filter, and boom. So last week, 2 direct mail, 1 website, and we got 1 under contract from cold calling, which is one that I've been following up with for a little while, and we just landed, right? So, and then you can hit reset filter, whatever. Now, I'm going to show you, before I go into the lead flow, I'm going to show you how they identify this marketing type, because it's one of my favorite things. So you go over here, and you go to manage numbers. REsimpli gives you, I believe, 5 numbers for free, and then after that you pay $1 a month for all the additional numbers, and you should have a number for every marketing source. So this is the number for cold calling. This is the number for PPCs, door hangers, in-person business card, Facebook ads, if you're texting, direct mail, website. And so what this does is say 246-2646 is the direct mail number. If somebody receives a letter, it'll have that number on it. If they call that number, REsimpli will tag it as direct mail immediately, so that anytime someone calls into the system, you know where the source came from, so that you can track accurately how much I'm sending out, how many are coming in from that specific lead source, and you can figure out what lead sources are the most effective and most financially intelligent for you to keep going. You can also do for buyers, you can block numbers. And then we've got the call porter flow, because I for a while there, like when I was in California, all my phone calls went to Call Porter, which is a answering center that Ryan Dossie built. So they would call in and the number would get forwarded to Call Porter, and then Call Porter could take the call and input all their information into the lead, which I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Then I moved, when I hired an in-house lead manager for a little while, I had to go to a Google Voice, which went to her number, so that would happen. So no matter which of those 8 numbers it calls, they all funnel to that one phone number. It just REsimpli identifies which lead source number was called. All right, so that's why that's super cool. Now, let's show you. Okay, so let's say, here's the custom question. So this is the form. So they call in, and you've got someone answering the phone. They go to this form, which you'll send them a link to, right? And they take this form and they just answer all these questions. Is the house currently listed? How much is the mortgage? How soon are you looking to sell? What's the address? Blah, blah, blah. And this is what auto-populates into your system with the lead. So you get all of this information, plus it also has, these are the basics, right? So it always will ask you first and last name, primary phone. Lead source will be automatically marked from the phone call, whichever lead it came in from. And then, it's set for primary market. You type in the address. So if you do, and if you type in the address, it says I've got a lead already with my phone number, but all right, let's check one out. Okay. Yeah, so let's go. There's the address. Yep. Boop. All right. Why is it? Whatever. Just create new lead with that address. So once the address goes in, it pulls up a picture of the property, and then it'll auto-populate, hey, it's a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2120 square feet. That's actually wrong because the basement's been finished out now, so it's actually a 6, 2.5, like 4,800 square feet now. But anyway, lot size, year build, residential, estimated value, just appraised for $97,000 more than that, mortgage amount, and all the information, right? So you have basic stuff. Last sold 3/4/2018. Okay, so it's not always the most accurate, right? That's because Missouri is a non-disclosure state, because I bought this in 2021. But it is what it is. So, and you got all the stuff from the form that they fill out and they answer. So the call comes in, they fill all this information out, they hit add lead. I got to select the source because it wasn't actually from a phone call. So let's just say website, and then it was website add lead. So now the lead's added, we'll go back to the lead. So active leads, here's this one, and you can go in here and you would type, anytime you talk to them, you would make comments, and so they would, as they fill out the lead, they would put comments in there about what you talked about. But like if you go to the property, you want to put comments as soon as you're done with the appointment. You take photos, you upload them to Google My Photos or whatever, then you put the link here. Like all this stuff stays here. From here you can text, and you can type whatever you want and send it, and then you can actually call from the system if you have everything set up, and it'll actually record the phone call. And then you can email too if you have an email address set up. And then from here you can move it from no contact made to contact made, or whatever the situation is. I'm going to move it to a dead lead because I don't necessarily need myself as a lead in my system. Mark myself as a solicitation. You can see that it came in as an open lead. If I sent them a message or called them, this would go away, but you can also manually close it. And then this is where you could do the drip campaign and everything else, right? You go action, activate drip campaign, and you choose a drip campaign. Now I'm going to let's talk some drip campaign action. So you go to drip campaigns. Now I've got a whole bunch of these, and I'm not going to walk you through them all individually because they're part of CCF, Ryan Dossey's coaching, and they're phenomenal, but I shouldn't be giving away his secret sauce. But like, here's one: spoke with them but didn't get an appointment yet. So if you talk to them on the phone, then boom, 1 day later they would get, hey, it's acquisitions manager, and that'll actually put whoever the acquisitions manager's name is. Great talking to you. Like I said, we only need one appointment, hassle-free sale. Call us anytime. 2 days after that, hey, some buyers hide from the web. We don't. Here's a real seller with a real comment about us on Google, and you link to a review on Google. And then it just all these different messages that go out over like 18 months. You send them 1 million different drip campaigns. And what you can do actually, and you can set this up over here too, is you can see right here, ringless voicemail, SMS, email templates. You can set it up to where it's all text messages every time, or you can set it up to where one of those it's, hey, knucklehead, reminder to call this person. So it'll ping you to call them. So you pick up the phone and call. You can set up to do ringless voicemail. I haven't personally dabbled with that. But yeah, and then, okay, so what else? So you can manage your users. So in here, you can go to edit if you have additional users. The roles, so you can choose, hey, now you're an acquisitions manager, and then my name is what would pop up as, when I send that text. So we'll save that just so that actually happens. And then in there, you've got campaigns, so you can give them access to different campaigns. You can give them access to different permissions, so all kinds of different stuff, roles, Anyway, so you can do all that. You can set it all up that way so that they have all the different you don't want to set it up to where like one of your team members can export all your leads. So you can set it up to give them certain permissions in there. Now, just to talk to you guys about this, because I'm an open book, right? So this is, most of you will probably be fine with the basic plan. Now, I actually wanted to mention, so they just rolled out list stacking and driving for dollars updates for the basic plan, which makes it a great bang for your buck, right? So the basic plan is $99 a month. If you use the code down below, it's half off your first month, and you have a 14-day guaranteed refund if you're not a fan, but you will be as soon as you start using it. Most of you probably only need the basic. If you go to Pro or Enterprise, price escalates, and you can see the differences there, right? So 5 users, 10 numbers, 1,000 minutes calling, 1,000 messages, 200 gigabytes file, all the stuff, right? Now I will say on this, with 1 user for $99 a month, you can add users, and it's $25 a month. So if you add a user, you got 2 people on your team, 3 people on your team, heck, 4 people on your team, it would still be cheaper to have the basic than the Pro. And then an additional phone number is $1 a month on top of the 5. And then you get 500 messages or 500 minutes on the phone every month. Anything over that is 1 cent per message, 2 cents per text, like, image message, 2.5 cents for calling, 5 cents for ringless voicemail, yada, 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 right? So that's the pricing, right? And then we've got, I already showed you most of this. And then in here, you can go to the market. You can identify primary market. You can identify secondary markets. And you can really, if you're really growing and branching out, you can do all kinds of stuff in here. But we're going to go to the leads. So you can see I've got 178 active leads right here. So that's not including the 700 that are dead leads. Now, what I would do, this is just good practice every week, right? So on a weekly basis, you should go in here and you should check on this stuff with your team. Now, again, full disclosure, my team had some issues and some things are changing, so this isn't where it was a couple months ago. But click Drip Campaign Inactive, filter leads, and you see, so it says 812. That's because 721 are dead leads, right? So don't judge that. But that's still 91 that, should be on drip campaigns, all of these. So what probably happened with most of these is they fell off a drip campaign, or like this one, we're under contract, so we took it off the drip campaign. These ones are fine. But some of these probably just, the drip campaign ended and we didn't reinstate a new drip campaign. And so what you want to do is you would want to stay on your team and every week come in here and say, hey, all of these need to be on a drip campaign, right? So what you want no contact made to be the smallest column. Contact made, gross, slowly getting bigger. Obviously, you want under contract to be the biggest, but that's unrealistic. But offers made should be your biggest column. You want to move everybody to the appointment set offer made, as many people as possible, right? And the fewer in contact or no contact, because no contact just means you never got a hold of them, or in this case, there's some that probably haven't been updated to say contact made because, I'm not perfect. But you want to move as many people as you can over to offer made and under contract to really make sure you're taking advantage of those leads. And this is the system. Now, here's why the drip campaigns are so important. People sleep on drip campaigns, right? So I have 2 examples off the top of my head. There are probably others that this happened, but the hotel we bought, they were on a drip campaign for 3 months before they finally reached out and talked to me, and then we ended up buying the hotel. There's another one. It was 2 properties on a single lot. 9 months after I originally talked to this lady, through the drip campaign, just following up, she decided to sell, and she called me. And we made $15,000 on that assignment fee because she called me 9 months later, right? 9 months after I marketed to her, because this system stayed on top of her. So yeah, $1,200 a year. That sounds expensive until you realize that you missed out on $15,000 because you didn't have it. One deal a year will cover the cost of this and probably all of your online systems. They're not that expensive. So if you set all this up and you do 1 deal a year, you'll be good. But you'll do a lot more than that if you utilize this system correctly, right? That's the power of REsimpli. I think I covered almost everything. This system is phenomenal. I'm going to go back to the homepage. Here's the deal, right? REsimpli is simple, affordable, and all-encompassing, right? They are, as they say, an all-in-one tool to help real estate investors worry less, close more deals. They absolutely accomplish that. This is probably my most important, well, actually, it's my most important system, and it's probably my favorite one to utilize. So definitely recommend checking it out. Again, 14-day guaranteed refund, 50% off if you use the code down below. Yes, it's 100% a referral code, so I will get a thank you, and I appreciate that, but it's still saving you money, so it's a win-win, and I'm all about that. This system's awesome. So if you are doing any kind of off-market deal marketing and you're not using REsimpli, you're either probably paying too much for a CRM or you're overcomplicating the process and missing out on things. Because Sherrod, the guy who put this together, has pretty much hit everything on the head that you could possibly want to hit. They've done a really, really good job building out REsimpli, and I'm a huge fan. So definitely check it out. Also, if I missed something or there's something you had a question about, comment down below. I'll do more videos about this. Happy to help. I want to do more videos about all my different systems, and I hope this helped you out. So have a great day.